Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hey there, hi there. Hyde here. A little bit later than usual. Totally my fault. But it won't happen again. This is a fresh account, which means it should have unlimited saves on it. Okay. We're gonna have to do everything again in this strange Groundhog Day-like content, where for the next couple weeks I'll just do nothing but stream the first day of Disco Elysium for a couple hours, yeah. I think that's how it's gonna be. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Yeah. Let's begin.
There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
I love not doing anything, but I kind of feel like I have to, this time around.
Ever.
I didn't say ever. What are you talking about?
Never, ever.
Never ever ever?
Never, ever, ever, baby.
Alright, baby. Simply keep on non-existing
An
then.
inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
That's great. I don't like ex-wives.
Yes, it is.
Can I have some more of it?
You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing.
How about you cough up some more of that sweet oblivion?
Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage.
Allons-y. Let's go.
Alright, nothing town to fuck all borough.
Look, I'm tired of being this type of animal, and who gives a shit? Oh,
Not
those are
you.
two streets.
Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over.
Don't stop. Keep singing. Sing me the song of death.
The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meet around you. A sensation.
I don't like that. Can we get rid of those? Can I go back into the oblivion?
Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again.
Mm-hmm.
It wants to walk the desert. Hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
Well, to be fair, that last one doesn't sound too bad. And if I'm being honest, I don't mind walking in the desert. Oh, Diana, a chance to undo all my mistakes? No, I think it's just a chance to have a heart attack.
You can take it. You're a champion.
What? Hold on, what? You're talking to me? Volition, you've never talked to me before. Do I have my settings wrong? Sad there are two Ruperts now. Oh, yeah. I had to increase the Ruperts on the bottom there. Mother, help me. There's a head attached to my neck and I'm in it.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Who am I? What sort of creature does this to their own mouth?
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Open your eyes. Yeah, there are two Ruperts now. I realized the bottom there is a black portion of the screen that I just couldn't deal with, right? Okay. Here I am in all my glory. So let's go ahead and turn me back on. There I am. The sweet amalgamation of flesh that I knew and loved. Which one of these buttons is, options? Tell you what, one second. So I don't show you things. You can watch me. But I need to remember... Yeah, not that one. This one? Yeah. That one. Tad bit fuzzy? No, no, that's just your own eyesight, I assure you. I want this to be on streamer mode for sure. I thought I had that on streamer mode. Ba-ba-bum. Where is... There we are. We want to turn that to classic. Right, I want to read these things out. Okay, so we are on streamer mode, so the copyright claims will come anyway. In between dimensions again. You know, I'm just a painting on the background of my background. I guess I'm the foreground of my background. That's okay too. I just had to quickly change some settings. Time to play tug-of-war with him? With me? Why would he play tug-of-war with me? What did I do? Magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red. Right, okay. So we want to grab our tie. First things first. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie, which I find quite beautiful. As someone who has a closet full of Hawaiian shirts. Tacky things are fun. Has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. Let's pull on the fan. The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. Grab the tie. Perfect. No longer contained. Pull on the light bulb. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. Just a little hangover-induced photosensitivity. Don't overreact. Bring it on. Little black spots dance on your retinas. It's almost pleasurable. Oh, I see. You're one of those types, eh, Harry? That's fine. Perfectly alright. We'll take that. There was something in here that we had to do, right? Right. You see bottles in the bathtub, wine, beer, and sweet liqueurs? Or is that just liquors? That's just liquors. I am having trouble reading these, so let me increase the size of this for me. Please do not play tug-of-war with me, though. Yeah. What do we have here? A mirror. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Yes. Show me what my face is. We're gonna try and get through this pretty quickly. Just so we can get to a story we haven't seen yet. Yeah. Abort, you clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you'll see there. And you'll never unbecome it. I don't care. I hurt myself. It's what I do. Behold. Fantastic. I still think this is a fairly handsome guy, you know? Like, I think this guy isn't that bad. Like, I've seen worse for as old as we're supposed to be, I think. How old are we again? Somewhere in our, 40s, 50s, maybe 60s. Hello, gorgeous. That's right. Like, his nose is a bit red. But honestly, it's not that bad. And I like the expression. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Of course I do. It's, some kind of superstar? I think I'm a superstar. It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? I think it might be because I'm a superstar. Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. No, this is what superstars do. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You've worn that grin onto your face and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? God, I don't know. It's indescribable. You should check yourself for a pulse, because from here it looks like a cadaverous spasm. Check for a pulse. Ooh, this is not good. You find no sign of life on your swollen neck. However, putting your hand on your chest reveals an irregular heartbeat. You appear to be alive. For now. You know, when I first started researching for this game, I came to a realization that I'm only alive because of the pulsing beat of disco music and the copious amounts of drugs keeping my heart beating to disco music. I don't want to break the expression, but let's see if we can dig deep this time. We passed this last time, right? And we failed. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now. Okay. Well, that's fine. Okay, we can go from here. Just go downstairs and try not to, be crude to Miss Disco Dancer this time. Yeah. You must value privacy. The door has been locked from the inside. Right, okay, sure. You know what, first, let's grab our shoes. We do want those. Item gained. Green shoe. Let me out. Let me out of this hellhole. I know I did this to my own room, but please, let me out. Do I not have a key? Oh, do I need my pants? Like, I don't want to wear my pants. We've been over this. My pants lower my charisma. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. Fish them out. It says whirling in rags on the aluminum key ring. There's a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. Actually, that says the number 1 is etched on it. It's kind of redundant, isn't it? Should open the door. That's great, but before we do that, like, we do, just want to get rid of those pants real quick, right? We don't want those. Those hurt us. Better, I feel more comfortable now. So do I. I actually don't. I feel a lot worse not having pants on. Let's look out. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. Let's see if we can actually pass this for once. Hey, we did! The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. Did I break it with my own hands? Sad face? Why sad face? You don't feel more comfortable? Like, I feel more comfortable with clothes on. That might just be a me thing. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. What did this then? More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. No pants time? Look, we need to get better pants. That's the problem. If people don't want me to not wear pants, they need to give me some that don't lower my charisma. Wait, what am I doing? Something you've done before. Assess the size of the impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. Have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. Yeah, maybe it wasn't me. You mean someone else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it? Yeah, it's just possible. I don't I don't want my shoe. I should go and get that shoe. Cool wind gushes in, your toes curl up from the cold. I don't need it. That's true, right? I absolutely do not need my shoe, just like I do not need my pants. But I kinda want it, right? Like, if you look at Harry's model, I mean, whoever's model it is, he does only have one shoe. That's true. But, personally, I like having both shoes. And no pants. Yeah. What do we have here? Smell of the sea makes you dizzy. A gust of briny wind washes over you. The city cries out in the cold. There we go. There they both are, two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet. How do they fit? Good. They're balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told. Great. Fantastic. It's raining, too. I don't remember it raining last time we played the game. I feel like things are going slightly differently, even if they are the same. Something on the table? Great, what is it? Money. Right, right. Guard. I remember now.
Hello, officer.
Hello, miss. Shall we give this another try?
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
Officer, am I military personnel? Turn your bloated face away from her beauty and just keep on walking.
Officer.
The woman nods to you. Okay, fine. Am I military personnel?
No.
She seems perplexed by your question. There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman. Then why did you call me officer?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
Goddamn right I'm a policeman, and don't you forget it.
Okay, cool. I won't.
Good, you better not. She means it. She wouldn't defy authority, however sweaty and bloated it may look. No need to be alarmed. I was just getting into character, you know?
Okay.
She breathes in the silvery smoke. Can I have one of those? Whoa. Something wants to come out of you. A bit of vomit? Thankfully you keep it down, because your body does not control you. That's right, I control it. How did you know I'm a police officer?
Sir, you've been here for 3 days. On official police business, as you put it.
Right, right. Official police business. And, what exact business is that?
Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
That's about how it feels, yeah. Who in their right mind would let me be an officer of the law? Try the expression on her. Let her know you want her. Physically. The words have already left your mouth. I want to have fuck with you. She erupts in laughter, all the fatigue swept from her face. What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? Come on, say it again. I said I wanted to have sex with you. No, you see, that's not what you said. You said... But she's unable to finish, consumed with laughter. Come on, man. Pretty please. One more time. Don't back down now. Say what you said again, proudly. I said I want to have fuck with you. Goddamn right you did, you crazy asshole, you. She wipes the tears from her eyes. What kind of cop are you? I'm a cop of the apocalypse. Has the time come already? She raises an eyebrow. Yes, we're mere minutes away from the total collapse of reality. Mere minutes? I should go and prepare then. Thank you, this has been delightful. I hope it does all come crashing down, otherwise... She extinguishes her cigarette. It's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me. Couldn't you just do that now, if I have to interrogate you and you know that? And for the record, no, I didn't do it. Good for her. We know it's not her, we can trust her, implicitly. Looks like she left a nice long stub in the ashtray, it's still smoking. Can I have it? Weekend edition of satirical newspaper. Don't need that. We don't need to read the funnies, do we? Probably not. There's no point in it. Life is too miserable for reading the funnies. Anything but ironically, I guess. Okay. We can't talk to the bartender yet. Let's go see our friend. You there. What are you doing here? A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You're sure of this? But why? Shake his hand.
Hello.
If someone did that, sure.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
41st what? You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize. Absolutely. Oh, fantastic. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. It's so cool. It's very cool. It's very, very cool. My name is Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Yes, well.
He doesn't even process what you just said, just moves on.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
There must be some kind of misunderstanding here. You're taking me for someone else.
No, I don't think so. We should ask him for a rundown of the area, now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right?
The scene?
It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
I have, yes.
Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case.
Coroner, huh? So there's a body?
Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Look man, you know. Completely.
Completely. Does that mean you took the body down from the tree?
The body? The dead body?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like dead bodies.
Sure. But did you take it down from the tree?
No.
So, the body is still in the tree.
Hey man, like, I took it down completely. You can trust me. This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It's obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
But I can't remember anything. I can see you drank last night and the night before, he says after a moment of silence, and that you're still drunk now. How'd you know? I've seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there's a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern. Yeah, painkiller would be good right about now. This thing is pulsating with discomfort. What if I told you I'm not really a police officer? We all feel that way sometimes. There's no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will. But first, we have to take it down, he concludes. I see. So I absolutely have to take it down. There's no just leaving it up there for later. Like, what if we got someone else to take it down? Officer, what was your name again? Kim? Alright, Kim. What are we, let's just get moving. After you, officer. If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge? Oh, wait, shouldn't I have a badge or something? Check your undies. You mean you don't have your badge? Oh, I have my badge. I'm a policeman and I have my badge. Oh, there's a moment's pause. That's longer than it may ordinarily, given the circumstances. If you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my shortwave. But since you do have it, we can go straight to the task at hand. Alright, come on now. If he hasn't said anything about your lack of pants, no one will. You're only hurting yourself by not wearing them. Look, the underwear served as a perfectly valid pocket. I even found my badge in there, so I'm sure it's fine. Okay, yes, great. So you're gonna be following us around. I like that. I like having you around, Kim. I can tell we're gonna be best of friends. Gart, the cafeteria manager, a man in his late 20s with a thin, unimpressive beard, notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant. Could he be irritated with you? He avoids eye contact altogether, like you're not even there.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Like, you could have just not had that pause.
Yes.
He responds tersely.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
He looks to you, realizing he doesn't know your name. I just said I was Raphael. As I said, Detective Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
Was it you, Gart? Was it you? Usually, these kind of crimes get committed by a person and then they give an anonymous tip that they did it. Like they want to be caught. So I'd understand.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
I see. So it wasn't you.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
That's absolutely right, Diana. We're going to pester this bartender again and again and again. For all eternity, every stream from here on out is just going to be me pestering the bartender here.
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
Look at you, I manage so many cafeterias and you're not even wearing pants. My life's all together. I don't
But
like
you
you.
still know your way around, yes? In case we need direction.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
You're currently working here again. You realize that, Guard, right? What are you doing, Guard? Behind that bar? You're working.
I
Here.
didn't imply that. Detective.
Who, me?
Yes, Detective Cousteau.
Oh, you
I
actually
have
said
everything. You?
it. I do have questions.
Yes, he means, do you have questions for me, like a police officer would?
Well, I don't know about that. The cafeteria manager is clearly agitated again, and he will be. Are you the bartender? No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager. He's very animated all of a sudden. This is clearly a touchy subject for him. You look like a bartender, Guard. That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender, okay? I'm the cafeteria manager. What's the difference? I have 3 cafeterias I manage. 3. Get over it. Okay, fine. Did you kill him? I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job. But did you kill him? What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him. Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed to your muscles. You should hound him on this. Hound him hard. The prey drive says. Did you kill him, Guard? I'd understand. Maybe you were drunk. In a fit of rage, you killed him. There would be diminished capacity and thus diminished culpability. I could almost forgive you for it. No, I didn't. You can tell me, Guard. You killed him, right? I didn't, he turns to the lieutenant. I don't appreciate this. What is this? Why did you have to kill him, Guard? Do I have to answer him? He asks the lieutenant. Is this mandatory? The lieutenant stands motionless, his expression unreadable. Did he hurt you? Is that why? Did you get some kind of sick kick out of killing him? You can tell us, Guard. We're friends. I'm not even wearing pants. What are you, an idiot? I told you I haven't killed anyone. Anyone? Have you killed someone else then? Maybe before? He ignores you. I see. Why did Sylvie go away? She went away because of none of your business. Fine, fine. Extra fine. Exactly. What is your problem with me, Gart? Why would I have a problem with you? You're a hero cop. You're being sarcastic, Gart. Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room? They'll admit if we press... Right, we just have to pressure him hard enough, turn the screws. We'll get a confession out of this guy yet. I'm sure of it. This is our man, right here. The one we want to incarcerate. And God willing, I will put him behind bars. So he can't do this kind of thing again. Oh my god, I did all of those things? Ah, the dead body. I didn't actually get it down, did I? I do not appreciate your tone, sir. This is no way to talk to an officer of the law. Oh, it's not. He raises his shoulders like he's about to say something more, but then gets a hold of himself. Don't worry. I got it covered from the back. No. You have to plant the gun on him. You don't shoot him from behind. You plant the gun on him afterwards. That's how we get this guy. You know, I think that'd probably be too quick. I want Gart to suffer for his crimes, whether he committed them or not. I want him to have a long time rotting in jail. You're right, it's not. Oh. He has no respect for you personally, but this man sees himself as a law-abiding citizen, and you are a representative of the law. Where exactly is the bodyguard? Behind this building, there's a courtyard. He points to the kitchen behind him. They hoisted him up on a tree there. And how do we get there, then? That's easy. See that door there? He points to the west. First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can't get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole's big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through. That might be an interesting place to pressure a man. I can say that much, Wintercraft. Does he want you to feel guilty of making that hole? It's implied in his voice. Well, I'm not gonna feel guilty. I didn't make that hole. That's all. Let's go. Not so fast, he points to you. You owe me 130 real. No one's saying the multi-pattern necktie you found tied to the ceiling fan can talk. No one. Must be merely imagination, but... Let's bail. Time to push the eject button. Sounds like a responsibility. You don't like those. No, don't listen to him. It's madness. Just talk. Ooh. I could slip away. I don't owe you shit, Gart. Oh, he paused with indignation. You don't owe me shit. Well, officer, you're right. You don't owe me shit. You owe me money. He turns to you calmly. We do not need to assert ourselves here. We only need instructions from him. This is the proprietor, remember? What? He did not. Sounded like extortion to me. If I don't remember doing it, then it never happened. That's right. Like, he might have me mistaken for some other pantsless officer in this building, you know? It could be anyone, Diana. It could be anyone. Like, look at him. He has the same red nose that I do. Perhaps he mistook himself in the mirror for me. Easy mistake. Easy mistake. You know, I got this all the time. Some hobo comes in here, some backpacking asshole off the boat. Next day, when they can't make their fees, they get aggressive. I just never thought I'd be in this shit with a cop. Please, just give me the money. Who does this clown think he is? Arrest him! Did I just hear my tie speak to me twice? That's not really my concern. Exactly? Exactly right, Diana. What do I owe this place for? You're under arrest, Gart. You can't arrest me. I haven't done anything. I'm gonna put you in your place, Gart. I still passed. Oh, I had every negative check and I still passed. From the bottom of your blue soul, a term emerges. Refusal to aid an officer of the peace. You are impeding me from carrying out a murder investigation with your inane request for money. But it's not just inane, you owe me money. It is crude of you. A man has been killed. File a request for compensation with Station 41. We need to work now. Okay, you only have to pay for the window. And the drinks. That's 70. I'll get the rest from your stupid station. I have no memory of drinking them. I'm not gonna pay for that window. That could have been broken before I got there, Gart. Fine, I'll take it off the bill. You want to sleep in a post-apocalyptic shithole? Go ahead. But I'm not giving you another room. Okay, that's fine. Goodbye, and thank you for your cooperation. Don't thank me, you still owe me 30 for the drinks. If you don't have it by tonight, I'm not letting you back in here. He points upstairs. That's enough now, sir. Good day. Kim, I still think we should arrest this guy. By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank and this place sure isn't it. I have no idea. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. Far away? In time or space? Probably both. Home is where the heart is, after all. And my heart feels like it's beating irregularly. Doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. Could I trace my way back somehow to the exact street, the exact number of a building? I'll live in a dumpster. I don't care. Fuck everything. Hobo cop. Entertain the thought when you get the time. Maybe being a hobo and a cop has its advantages. I think so. Don't you think so, Kim? What about you, ma'am? Oh, right. We're not talking to you this time. Oh, we're supposed to get this. A bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful dark liquid is spilling out. That's not what we want. You. A man is sleeping at the table wearing mud-caked boots and rolled-down overalls. The back of his shirt reads Wild Pines encircled by a logo with a tree. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. I don't think we can pick him up, but pick up the pills. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does. Just picked up magnesium. Okay, try to wake him up. Failed. You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens. This man could probably sleep soundly in a ship's engine room. Okay, that's fine. We don't need to know that. We're gonna go talk to Joyce again. For the longest conversation in the game. I know it is the most boring part, but it needs to be done. All around you, rain falls in the great city of Raphael. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. What am I doing? Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair. You know, I'm just gonna discard this thought. We don't need it. We're a police officer, and we've already read this once. Oh no, I think that took like 40 minutes last stream. I know it's terrible. But we need the thought. There is a very specific thought that we absolutely need to get. And if I'm going to play this again, it makes the most sense to get this one thought now. I know, it sucks. Maybe I'll just talk over it. We don't have to listen to Joyce talk again. That wouldn't be so bad, right? Not having to have Joyce talk to me. Like, we're gonna do what we need to do, I think. What's this? Shadows on the water, green plants under the surface. Hello, ma'am. Yes,
Good
I know who
morning,
you are.
officers. I'm Joyce.
That's great. I'm Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
I guess so. Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
Anything?
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode.
Is it that bad?
Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Is it really that bad? Isn't that unusual? There's a trace of irony in his voice, mischief even. The lieutenant is hatching some
How
scheme.
interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Well, I appreciate that, whoever you are. Hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful. You seem rich. Can I have some money? Is what you want to say. But it isn't that easy, is it? What, why not? Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub. What nice fabrics. Why yes, tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. Yeah, so? I see my internet is hiccuping. Fantastic timing. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes, a scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead and your underwear feels uncomfortable. Why are is it because I put a badge in my underwear? Is that why? You're poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money, you're too... I'm not ashamed. What's this feeling? I've never felt it before. I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough. As I should be for even considering it. What is it? I'm not ashamed. Oh, but you are. Too ashamed to ask this person for money. Too scared to belittle yourself in her eyes. Those half-precious stones of eau de nil. Oh god, the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the force. As I was saying, her voice breaks the silence and suddenly you're back again. Nearby, a seagull pecks at a piece of garbage. If there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. Yeah, can I have some money? Voila, you're doing it. Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs. Money! I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. She chuckles to herself. The wind is a bit strong. Could you repeat that? I need money. How much money? 70 real, please. That's a reasonable sum. Not too small. Not fantastically large. She reaches into her raincoat and pulls out a zip bag. In it you see paper notes arranged like black gills. She removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch. Whoa, whoa. Did you see how easy that was? Ask her for more. Toot toot, train to Moneytown. Can I have some more? This may seem like odd behavior for a police officer, ma'am, but it's a perfectly common side effect of his. He squints at you. What, you think I have brain damage or something, Kim? Unusual medical episode. Oh, I see. That's very kind of you. It's alright, Lieutenant. The woman dips her fingers back into the bag. I really did bring a little cash with me as little cash with me as possible to avoid attention. So here you are, the last bit of filthy lucre I can share. So she returns the zip bag to her jacket. I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still. You bribed me alright. I'm your little peon now. You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they're properly logged with the precinct. That's not gonna happen, Kim. I don't even know what my badge number is. Which he most certainly will do, she bows and then raises a single eyebrow in your direction. Now how else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its salaries? What can you tell me about the lynching? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers. Of course, ma'am, we should have introduced ourselves. Lieutenant hands her a piece of blue plastic. I'm Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. He waits for you to show your badge. The one I put in my underwear, right? My badge, yes, of course, my badge that I have on me. He looks at you expectantly. Then it dawns on him. I left it in my pants. I don't seem to have my badge, actually. How curious. She returns the lieutenant's badge and turns to you. Why is that, detective? I told you, they're in my pants. Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events. Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it. I see. See, this is why you should have had pants? That's exactly right, Diana. Well, you know, I could have just stored it in my underwear. Apparently my underwear are very uncomfortable. Maybe I just haven't looked hard enough. Or maybe they were in my shoe when I threw it out the window, you know? Could be. I see. So you're saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing. Oh, dear, she sighs with confusion. Sadness, even. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia? I didn't even know how to respond. Probably fell on the ground. Happens all the time in couches, after all. That's right. I'm essentially wearing a couch if you look at my green, jacket. That's the same material as any good couch. So, it wouldn't surprise me one bit either, Diana. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you'd gain by faking such a condition. As I said, ma'am, the lieutenant interjects. His technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM. Of course I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. Hang on, she's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. How do I negotiate my way out of this? She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate. Surely there's some other way to demonstrate her law enforcement credentials? I will be frank with you. She puts down her thermal cup. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible. You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain. Like what? Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason. They're profiting from this trade. The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or, she picks the cup back up, you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause. Detective, the lieutenant closes his notebook. A word in private before we continue. Excuse us for a moment, madam. I know you bribed me and all, but I do have to talk with Kim here. He seems to know what's up.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
Hmm. Yes, how exactly did you hope it would go, though, Kim? Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance. I am wearing no pants. Is that not unorthodox enough? Like, she's just took it all in without batting an eye. And you know, not volunteer us to be your henchmen. Really? I thought it was going so well. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along. Or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands. He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation. Alright, alright. What do we propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking? No, if there's a reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union, or that we're on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is we ask her, then we investigate. Briefly, he adjusts his glasses, but do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching. Okay, let's get back to her then. Sounds like a good plan, Kim.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay. Tell me about the alleged drug trafficking. It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samaran Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years. Ingredients for what, ma'am? Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from that stuff. Sounds like a good... Yeah? Stream is awfully buffer happy today. Yeah, you just hit the rough patch where my internet was hiccuping. I am very sorry about that. It seems the later I stream, the more likely I run into ISP problems. They like to do their maintenance around 3 to 4 3 to 4 a.m. around here. I do apologize. Yeah. I get you though. It is doing that. They do the same in your area? Like, it makes sense. If you're going to do maintenance, you should pick the hours of the day which have the least activity to inconvenience the fewest people. And I guess that's fair. All I'm doing is streaming. It's not like this is necessary work for me. But it is very unfortunate for my streaming. Because it isn't just, you know, oh, it's bad Wi-Fi, or oh, it's bad service. Well, it is bad service, but it's the best ISP in the area. And Ethernet does not help. So, what can I say? It's very much the provider. And maybe it's the infrastructure around here too, which is not serviced by the provider nearly enough. Not for how much they're getting paid. But without competition, there's really nothing I can do about that. Let me get this straight. The materials from the come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal. And you want us to investigate. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Everett and the Dock Workers Union. Still, she raises her bony finger, every chain has its weak link. Am I going to need bolt cutters for this? Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. No, I just came straight here from the whirling in rags. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. She gives you a knowing look. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. Probably shouldn't do that. You'll be indebted to her, in a way, but one step ahead of the Union in another. Okay. What proof do you have that the Union is involved? How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight. There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it. With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs? Precisely, smuggled out of the very gate at night most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you. Sounds like she tried looking into it herself, but she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in. Okay. Very good. Okay, I've made my mind about the smuggling investigation. We'll do it. Yeah. Yes? I accept. Excellent. She takes a long sip of tea. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I suspect the traffic jam won't disperse for a few more days. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance. She takes another long sip from her seemingly bottomless thermal cup. Tell me about Wild Pines. What we do, I'm afraid I don't speak for the Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. Okay, fair enough. What do they do? Pine's core competency is logistics, container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. She points to the small dots on the horizon. See those airships there blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. I see. That's great. Fantastic. Tell me about something else. What can you tell me about the strike? Everything, she smiles, right up to, but not including, trade secrets. What is your role in this precisely? I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer. And how are the talks going? They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2.2 meter racist behemoth blocking the gates. I did the exact same thing last time, right? It's not a caliber. It's a Hyde. I got it. Okay, how are the talks going before the lynching? Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived. And when did you first arrive? I arrived 3 weeks ago, she thinks. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. Prefer to do these things on site like the RCM. But the strike began in December, he looks at his notes. I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont, despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations. This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike? Heavens, no. There have been 2 prior strikes, both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. What happened to Gaumont? Mr. Clare told him to. How did he put it? She pauses to compose herself. I'm not doing it this week. Fuck off. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Not cool. Keep in mind this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union. Sounds like usual aggressive posturing. Tell me more about the union boss, Mr. Clare. Everett Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Really? Of course not. Everett is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick skew where you and I have blood. Say nothing. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there's anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. There are 2 of them? Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for the lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everett does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. That's how they circumvent the term limits, you see. With a funny little switcheroo. On office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. I see. What about the union itself, outside the Brothers Clare? They do the same in my area. Yes, the strikes do the same in my area. Every good strike is headed by a union leader that has a twin brother, just so you know. That switcheroo can definitely save you a lot of hassle. Debardeurs Union. Debardeurs. Union was once a perfectly normal institution, 20 years ago anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say, then something happened to the local chapter elections. Brothers Clare came and transformed it into... How do you say? She hesitates, looking for the right expression. A mob, the lieutenant says succinctly. Debardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them. Refreshingly honest, officer, she nods. company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everett and his brother. She turns to you. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm curious and talkative person, you see. She explains. Would you say the Debadors Union is... basically a socialist mob. Thank you for being candid, she nods. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers. One more thing, you said something happened at the elections. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared. Disappeared? Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story. Some kind of extortion, probably. Indeed, the company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him. Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine. That's all I needed. Let's ask the demands. Sure. There are leaflets everywhere and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board. Seems like they have no idea about business. In its defense, another said demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. Most of them probably don't know what that means. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, they need all 2,200 workers in Martinez's terminal's approval. Yes. That's pretty funny, I have to admit. They are having a blast, but how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution. What are you going to do? I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags, a disastrous situation if ever there was one. Excuse me, Lieutenant looks up from his notes. From whom did you hear about this lynching? First heard it from the boy at the gates. Her reply comes quick. One whose very name advertises his aversion to work. Call me mañana. This checks out. That's all I really needed. Let's change the topic. Of course, she passes the thermal cup between her gloved hands. How else can I help? You're on a boat. Why, yes, I am. She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Do you have a license for this boat? Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator. The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, wide as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator? So charming. Where's the damn license? Can I see your license? I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not 1, but 2 insulindic regattas. Even finished once. That's good enough for me this time. Why wouldn't it be? This is a Revachol, Wayfarer Act and all. Anyone can drive a boat. Does she have a name? No. Oh, no thank you. I think I have a handle on the boat thing. Good, she takes a sip of her thermal cup. Thank you, that's all for now. Of course, Detective, take care. Did we miss the opportunity to ask about,
You're back?
Yeah.
Good. What can I help you with?
Tell me about, the harbor? No. There is a thought that we need, right? I'm sure there is. Hold on. Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier? We did, on more than one occasion. Apparently there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under. We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it came up empty. Not just the RCM, no one's been able to find any hard evidence. Well, she smiles and points to towards the roundabout. Here's your chance, officers. No coincidence the lorries are stranded there like that, is it? No, we asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries, however. She pauses, looking to the sea. This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade committee, you'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. She looks north. Thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour into the streets of Revachol. Not the east, across the river, but the west, the vulnerable and the weary. Well, at least this solves one mystery. What is that, Lieutenant? Why, I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open the drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage. I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kitsuragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity, I'm sure you understand. Yes, I do. That's fine. Okay. So maybe we can't... I'll have to figure it out. That was a waste of time. Okay, fine, sure. I get it. The conversation didn't need to happen yet. I don't care. It's a boat, Kim. It's a boat. The belly of the boat shines like it was recently painted. She has one of the best, thoughts in the game to internalize early, and we'll figure it out later. I'm tired of talking to her. Looks like there was more construction there once, decades ago. That's great. What do we have here? Always check the trash, right? Kim, out of my way. Kim, out of my... Kim, don't slide out. Okay, we can't get through there.
Hey, up
Yeah.
here, Piggo.
Piggo? Who are you calling Piggo? Excuse me? Excuse me, can I talk to her? How do you zoom out in this game again? Let's zoom in. Okay.
Yeah, you better keep walking.
I'm not walking. I'm trying to click on you. Do you see the buttons? This is the one thing I don't like about, yeah, there we go. About the Switch version. Apparently it's easier.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent
Understandable,
rushing down
yes.
Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
Girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
If the streets are gonna run red with blood, and I'm assuming some of it might be your blood, I would like to know the last time you were tested for Hep C. Let's start with your blood type and go from there.
Go where? Accosting a minor?
We don't know she's a minor.
Listen to your partner, pigman. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
Despite the attitude, she puts the brush aside. You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at? She turns her head to face the coast and nods disdainfully toward Joyce performing maintenance on her boat. Hatred, disgust, it's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring. She hisses, "That is on horror. Someone's gotta keep an eye on her." You mean Joyce? On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world. Hold on, what's a Zon? It's where they grow whores like her, and they're whore men. She's fine. Why all the negativity? Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honor? Not really. What are you doing to the wall there? Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural. An arrow graffito visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. Waiting for the right words, she studies the wall, suddenly pensive. So you don't know what to write? I have an opinion. Want to hear? Yeah? I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval. You've lessened her desire to deface the building. See? We're doing our job, Kim. We just made a hooligan not want to vandalize a building. Do you know anything about the recent murder? I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. She wrinkles her nose. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts. Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us on a normal, calm, informative manner. We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko. Catch you later, Cindy. Enjoy your art. Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you. Whose eyes do I have on me, I wonder? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, that hurts. That was not fun. I have here a wall. Oh, that is impossible. Why am I looking at this wall? Yeah, you have no clue, it's just a wall. So many walls all over Martinez, weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling. Fantastic. Hey, we found some money. Who are you? Miss?
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
No, you're awake. Oh, your name's Kuno S. Very nice. Apparently she doesn't like people standing behind her back.
Pigs come to take me out? Trying to snuff me out?
Not particularly, no. Why would you even say that?
Then why are you sneaking up on me like that? It's not a good idea to scare me, pig. Not a good idea at all.
Are you threatening me, ma'am? I don't like this. Why are you threatening me? I'm a police officer. I'm just doing my job. Garden hose. This won't be of any use until the snow melts. You up there. Hold up. Hold up. No.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
No. Hold up. I'll come back to this later. I just got horrible flashbacks to the first time I played this game. And, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that this time. Sorry. Hey, there's a coat up there. You see that, Kim? You see that coat? Can we look at that coat, Kim? I want to look at the coat. No, we can't look at the coat. That's fine. We don't have to look at the coat. I'm trying to grow herbs in the greenhouse. There is a bug associated with this, NPC in the game. Curious? He soft-locked me a couple of times in my first playthrough of this game. Like, I just couldn't move forward in the game at all. I was done. That was it. It was not fun. I can tell you that much, because, I lost a bit of progress the first time it happened, and then I went back and did it again. It was so much less than ideal that I do not want to experience it. They never fixed it, that's right. Mail collection box. This Post l'Aventure mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. Closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front. Fuck you, mail delivery box. Good mail delivery box. At the box. Good mail delivery box. The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the Kun, and Saint G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and Biaset mailbox also? I feel you, mail collection box. Been there. You should man the fuck up. I feel you, mail collection box. They never fixed it, and they never fixed the one with, Measure Head either. So we do have to be careful of both of those NPCs. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow. Then suddenly you see it all over all the other graffitos someone has, using the tip of a very sharp knife, cut the words, Revachol forever. Yeah, Revachol forever. That's pretty good, I like that. I still think it looks like a trash can, but that's fine. What do we have here? Oh! This is a neat little car, isn't it, Kim? Is this yours? Capri Kanema. Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery? Livery? I never get that right. I'm gonna say livery, bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. Hasn't had time to cool off yet. Open the door. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. Kim, I guess I have to report my badge missing, huh? Pick up the radio. The frequency tableau lights up and a green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. Then you hear something. A soft purr of electrical kittens. Radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Actually, I don't know if I'm a lieutenant.
Hello, Alice.
Oh,
Please
it's for
assist
Kim.
our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Come in, dispatch. Come in, dispatch.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Let's call the 41st Precinct. I have something I need to report. Just a second, officer. He puts you on hold, the static crackling softly like a bonfire. After a while, you hear an old man greet you from the radio. His rattly voice is oddly familiar.
10-2, 10-5, this is 41st, come in, over.
Over. A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle smoking with a large white rectangle sewn over his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped apparatus with an array of wires and antennas, the radio switchboard. Hi, this is, me here. I work at your, station.
10-4, what's your status? Over.
It's not good.
10-18, 10-20, over.
Please just talk human to me. Those numbers mean nothing.
State your message, sir. Over.
This might sound odd, but there are personal details I'd like to discuss. 10-4, your badge should have most of your personal details. Look over that. Over. I don't have it. My, badge. 10-9, repeat message. Over. My badge. I can't find it anywhere. Basically, it's gone. 10-4, message received. This is very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over. 10-22 the captain? That sounds bad. Bad and scary. Like being called to the headmaster's office in school. Is it him? A dry voice asks in the background. What does he want? Says he lost his badge and needs to report it. He what? He lost his badge? This doesn't sound good for me, huh? Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. What do you think? It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity, he says, fighting off laughter. Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself immediately. They're laughing at you. Come on, operator, tell them to stop. This is serious. Haha, officer has lost his badge. Haha, like I'm the first cop to ever misplace his badge. Come on, operator, tell them to stop. This is serious. He's asking you to stop, says this is serious? Of course it's serious, he lost his fucking badge. Satellite officer Vicamer concurs, losing your badge is serious. Over. Okay, can we just move on? I want to get it reported and be done with it. 10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over. Fuck me, Mac. Mac, come here. You gotta hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge. What's going on? Super Cop here lost his badge. He lost his what now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge. Can y'all please just stop saying lost his badge for a moment? Enough with this. I have other things to discuss. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over. The animated conversation in the back is making it difficult for him to hear you. New heights even for Captain Sober. Ask him, the speaker gasped for air. Ask him if he lost his gun too. The room roars with laughter. Oh god. Sergeant Dawson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over. Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck, you don't know where it is, do you? Oh god, it's not here. Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most definitely gone. Don't sweat it, Breton. You don't need a gun to have fun. We can still have fun. It's not all over. 10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over. Say nothing. 10-1, you're breaking up. 10-9, repeat please. Over. Don't say anything. 10-9, come in, officer. Over. Remain silent with terror. Come in, officer. 10-9, repeat message, please. Did you misplace your firearm? Over. Put the microphone back in its holder and quit the call. The silence is almost deafening after you flick off the switch, severing the connection. That did not go well. I guess the important thing is that you followed protocol and reported your lost items. Did we need anything else here? He looks around in the cabin. Yeah.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Can you connect me to the 41st again? Just a moment, officer.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
I believe Mr. Amnesia is in deep shit. We were in deep shit the moment we woke up. Listen, I've actually lost my gun too. 10-4, I know, I already wrote it in the report, but he hesitates. It will stay on my desk for a few days, over. Okay. Thank you. That's all for now. Roger that, 10-10, over and out. With those words, the cabin becomes silent again, the radio microphone resting on its hook. 18 kilometers to the south, in the 41st Precinct's relay booth, a small crowd has gathered around Communication Officer Jules Oldboy Pidou. Around a dozen cops. The small room is filled with cigarette smoke, abuzz with laughter when Officer Judith Minot enters. Minot or Minot? Probably Minot. Her left arm is in bandages and her hair trimmed short. What is going on here? Did something happen? She asks, startled. Jean Vickermeyer turns to her and says, What happened is my partner made contact. It's not good. He's lost his badge and his sidearm. He seemed confused, delirious even. He stops to think. Mac the Torso Torson is finger-fucking his fist. Lovely. Laughing hoarsely and apparently telling some dirty story to his partner, Chester McLean, near the entrance. Yeah, Mullen was fucked alright. Sounded fucking drunk to me. Yeah, Mac's right. That was some gnarly shit there. Enough. The commotion dies down. All eyes turn to Satellite Officer Vickermeyer. None of this is funny. It's fucking sad, that's what it is. He's a cop. He's one of us, goddamn this. We must help him. Minot looks down at her neatly polished black shoes. There's a quiet firmness to her voice when she speaks. Yeah? How do you fucking plan to do that, huh? Get him off the drink? Go jogging with him in the morning? Get him on carrot juice? He's a lost man. I just know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest. He wouldn't. The crowd in the room has started fidgeting uncomfortably. Someone's trying to slip out unnoticed. Mac, man the door. He gestures Torson to block the doorway, then turns to Minot. You know what he told me? I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. Those were his words. He sighs heavily and turns to address the room. This shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this to the captain or anyone else. We'll give him a couple of days to pull his shit together. I guess I can roll off this report for a few days. Old boy lights another cigarette. Good. Vickermeyer turns to the others. Okay, everybody. Nothing but a prank call here. We all got our laughs. Now get back to work. Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his hand in the motor carriage. Oh, I guess that's us. Pull out the pull-out. Yes, okay, pull out the pull-out toolbox. You can tell they had fun there. Metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized. Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools like some men are. He's clearly a little protective of his tools. What can you do? Work is work. We'll take the pry bar. The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand. Heavier than you'd think. Cold and heavy. Like truth. You feel like you're reunited with truth once more. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. We'll take the chain cutters. Handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. Take the hand-cranked flashlight. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue. Blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. Push in the pull-out toolbox. Pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook. That's not. Kim, what are we looking at? What is this machine? This is the Capri Kanema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and the radio if you'd like. I already have, thank you. He nods at the cabin. Motor carriage, something bad with a motor carriage. A dark lump rises in your throat. That doesn't feel good. What's this sinking feeling I have with words motor carriage? Nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging. Can we turn it on and drive somewhere? No, I'm afraid not. He straightens his spine. We have a murder case on our hands, remember? Okay, but what is a motor carriage? A motorized vehicle, officer. I'm sure you're familiar with the concept. We've had these for nearly a century. Do all policemen in the RCM have such cool motor carriages? Capri Motor Corps. Yeah, the Capri Motor Corps does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes. Look around the cabin again. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. Yes, okay, we know that. Pick up the radio again.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I need you to connect me to a civilian, Sylvie. She may have reported a murder. Of course. What is her number, officer? Kim, didn't Gart give you Sylvie's number? Yes, hold on. The lieutenant takes a look at his notes. Her number is 005-1944-298. Received. Hold on, officer. Start slapping a marching rhythm on your thighs. Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get to the phone. Just wait. Relax. Officer, she finally returns. I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you.
Yes, hello?
A female voice greets you through the static. It sounds like she's a million miles away from here. Hello, this is the police calling. I have some questions for you about your last days at work.
Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
I'm not sure. You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again. There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it. I'm starting to see why she may have gone. You quit your job at the Whirling. Why? You mean, why did I leave the bar? You can hear it tense up on the other side. Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir. Wait, why aren't you comfortable discussing it with me? The static wavers. Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone. From me? From whom? You know whom. You think you hear a sliver of accusation in her words. Don't be paranoid. She's obviously talking about someone else, not you. You mean me? You needed to get away from me? I really don't want to talk about this. Let's just forget about this, okay? Alright. I won't push you on this. Are you ever coming back to work? Maybe, I don't know. She seems to relax a little bit. I just know I have to take some time off right now. Was it you who called the police? No, not me. Why didn't you call the police then? You had a corpse behind your workplace, right? Didn't that bother you? What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the corpse. And what does the union have to do with it? No one calls the police. You can hear her adjust the receiver in her hand. The union would get angry. What do you mean by that? You know, she seems to be looking for words. What the union says goes. People listen to them, and they take care of their own. Which is like everyone here. Garbage. I am the authority around here. I am the authority around here. Okay, she obviously doesn't want to challenge your authority. You feel much better now. Tell me, why exactly did you let a corpse hang in your own backyard for weeks instead of calling us? I didn't want to get in trouble with the others. Push her further. Show her the error of her ways. No, don't push her. It sounds as if she is about to cry. But others? The other people live around here. Local people. I didn't want trouble. Her voice is resigned and weak. Okay, I understand. You don't live here. You don't understand. Squealing's frowned upon here. Everything is dealt with, well, by the union, internally. You're static, her chin rub against the receiver. Then, please, I just didn't want any trouble. Okay. Don't worry about it. I understand. You do? She sounds relieved. What else can I do for you? Do you know who made that call? No, sorry, I don't. She clears her throat. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the union's phone or the one on the coast. It was someone else, Lieutenant makes a note. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while. Okay, next question. Yeah, go on. Have you seen my badge? Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law. Wait, how did you first learn I was a police officer? You told me back in the Whirling. You told everybody, and showed us your badge. I don't need to hear about it anymore. But it's missing. Have you seen it anywhere recently? Oh, No, I haven't, sorry. Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? Not my uniform too? God, I should really look into that. Oh, ouch. Yes, you absolutely should. It's awful that you lost it. Feels like you haven't worn yours in a long time. Have you seen my gun either? Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective. She sounds beyond exacerbated. I showed you my gun? When did this happen? Union. Well, yeah. Yes, Diana. Weren't you listening to Joyce? Joyce described them as a mob. The Debadores Union, right? Yeah, she described them as a mob, and then I'm pretty sure Kim agreed with that. Called them the Mafia or something. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against the Mafia. I am not in any organized crime or otherwise crime syndicates. I don't necessarily have anything against them. But yes, absolutely. They are a mob. That was pretty explicitly stated. I agree though. It is very Mafia-like in the organization, with how nepotistic it is described. That's the one great thing about a Mafia, right? Or the, well, I can't say the Mafia. I have to say a Mafia, don't I? Because there's more than one Mafia. You know, the fun thing about Mafia is it literally means family. So, yeah, nepotism's pretty high in the Mafia. Or it used to be. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating and she stops hesitantly, not sure if she should continue. For some reason, I always felt mob and Mafia are slightly different. They are. Even though I know they're synonym. Well... You know... dictionaries are like that, right? They list synonyms, but the synonyms aren't necessarily the same. Like... Okay, how would I describe this? Color and hue is a good example, right? Like, you could mistake them, but there are slight differences, and even if you use them interchangeably, it doesn't mean that those are the only use cases for those words. So there can be times when a color and a hue is the same word, and a time when they are different words, right? Mafia and mob are pretty much the same thing. Mob does feel more disorganized, doesn't it? Whereas Mafia seems more tight-knit and more organized. It might just be the case that, one's an adopted word, and the other is more English in origin, right? Mafia has its origins in Italian, of course. Well, I guess I'm about to learn something. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe you'll learn nothing at all from this. But I do think you're absolutely right. There is a slight difference in feeling, if nothing else, between the word mob, which is usually something thought of as unruly and disorganized, and mafia, which is something very organized, with different tiers or hierarchies to it. Yeah. Maybe I should stop talking about these things. That's probably for the best. Sounds like it's going to be bad. Do you really want to know? What? What did I do? You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. Said it calms you. Then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic. Some poor sod was trying to eat his pudding while you were screaming, spit flying, imitating the Mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after. People tried to back away from you or even slip out of the door, but you screamed, I am the goddamn law, and you have to listen to me. You are all suspects in a murder investigation. Oh Jesus, that's too far. Why would I threaten to kill myself? I mean, look at this world. I would love to stay. Okay. I don't know what to say to that. Me neither. What happened to my gun? No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie, and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. Almost looked like you pawned it, but believe me, I did not ask, she sighs. Have you seen my policeman uniform? Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on, disco things. Somewhere in a dark rental apartment, 2 police officers stand in the dark. Trash and liquor bottles cover the floor. Things are not good. One of the men, trying not to slip on old newspapers, makes his way to the window, pulls the curtains apart. Roaches scatter as the light comes in. Huh? What are you laughing at, Diana? Did I say something funny? God damn, Officer Mitchell, Elfboy Williams speaks to himself. His partner, Sundance Fisher. Why do all the officers have funny names? Don't think I need to explain what I was laughing at? Okay. If you say so. I'm not sure. This game is somewhere between hilarious and depressing at all times. And depending on how twisted your sense of humor is, it might be both at all times. I don't know. His partner, Sundance Fisher, looks at the patrol uniform he's wearing. Then an identical suit framed on the wall. It's blue and covered in dust. Let's get the fuck out of here, he turns to Williams. He hasn't been here in days. Okay. Do you want to grab a cup of coffee with me sometime? I don't think we should, officer. Like, now I'm going to be the little facet of Harry Dubois outside of himself right now. I don't think we should, officer. But we're going to. I don't think I need to do this, but I also need to do this. Hey, do you want to grab a cup of coffee with me sometime? No, absolutely not. That's another hit to my morale. I watch your channel? Yes, that's right. I'm not quite sure why yet. Should tell me enough? It tells me something. I think I got everything I needed. Thanks, Sylvie. I do hope so. Please don't call me again. Bye. She's ready to hang up. You asked her out, said you're the authority. Wait, why does she seem angry with you? Nope, she doesn't have a problem with you at all. Must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy like Gart. Yeah, it's definitely some other guy. A guy like Gart. Okay, but I'm a guy. Sure it isn't about me? Trust me, you wouldn't want to be that guy here. You know how it is. Yak yak, nag nag. No, you're the guy. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, unless she turns into a spinster. Oh my god, not a spinster. Yeah, she's a woman, probably just playing hardball with the goods. Women are just transactional. Jeez. I did not get this last time I played. I'm happy to help. Maybe you can do so without all the internalized misogyny. Oh my god, not a spinster. Not a spinster, my god. You have to intervene on behalf of the ethnic nation of love, equally of sun and lightning. First, calm her down. Tell her you've got everything under control. Then go have a boys' talk with Guard himself. Think you can do that, Lieutenant Love? Oh god, he's one of those guys. Yeah, I think he might be. To be fair, Harry looks pretty old, right? We don't know what era he's from, but he looks pretty old. Whether he's just so alcoholic that he's older than he looks or not. He's a bit anachronistic. Are you still there, kiddo? Listen, I've got everything under control. Daddy is going to take... No! What? Please, no, I don't want to say any of those things. Refuse the love quest, although it's wonderful. I feel like dying. This is... Jesus, stop it. Gee, I kind of want to see where it goes, you know? As I said, I did not get to be here last time, to the microphone. Are you still there, kiddo? Listen, I've got everything under control. No, what? I know, I know, it's just that you've got that sweet woman child thing that makes men go, what? You and Guard, right? A little trouble under the sheets? Say no more. Papa's got this. Big Papa. Big Papa is happening. Oh god, the static appears to breathe heavily. Please just stay out of my life. I've got a hunch your love life is about to take a very pleasant turn. Give the lieutenant a knowing wink. What? The lieutenant raises his shoulders. What is it? You'll see, Lieutenant. You'll see. Wink again. This is my punishment for asking her out. I did this. You're not wrong. I did this. Call was terminated by the other party. Anything else, officer? I did do this. It's on. The love quest is on. Too late, everyone. It's on. Take it to guard now. I'm done with the radio for now. 57th, over and out. The voice disappears into the void. Oh, this hurts. I did this. I did this to myself. Alright, Kim. Let's go talk to Gart. Ooh, there goes the autosave frame rate. Fantastic. Gart is a monster, Kim. I told you we should have arrested him earlier. I knew there was something with him. Like he did this to poor Sylvie. Big Papa has to have a talk with this bartender.
Can I help you?
Yeah, so I talked to Sylvie. Wink. God, he does not look too pleased. Oh, but he should be. Lay it on him. Turns out, she's... What? Excuse me? Don't want to lay that on him. Don't I have anything else, like a back button, for example? Life doesn't have a back button. Now get off your ass and speak the truth about Sylvie the whore. What? I don't have an option. I don't have an option. Alright. Turns out she's a whore who likes to ride the cock carousel, Gart. Wonderful. It is, it's wonderful. What? He squints at you worried. What does that mean? Cock carousel? Just drill the inside of your mouth with your tongue. Huh? Yeah, this feels right. Feels wise. Good setup. Now speak the real shit. No time for lectures. The point is, you're losing at her nasty mind game. Sylvie's a total psycho. God, does it mean you talked to her? What else did she say about me? What else do you need? Oh, no. Excuse me. Excuse me, no. I'm proud of... This was not how my first playthrough went. Excuse me. You don't want to know, Gart. The man leans his hands on the cornered sides. His head drops between the shoulders, heavy and defeated. She broke the bird, you know, the great skua. I found it on the ground with a broken wing on the morning she left. Should have known. It was her way of telling me to piss off. She'd stuff it up my ass. What is with this? He stops and stares at the counter. Yes, the bird is connected to this. It's a symbol of hope, and she broke it. Yeah, man, signals, mixed signals. This is... Excuse me? Why are you bringing this... Hyde is imploding? A little bit. Broken bird, feathers. All... nothing. Neither of these is safe. I vote for 3. Too late. Too late. You don't get 3. Yeah, man. Signals. Mixed signals. This is classic cock carousel behavior. Mirthless laugh. Cock carousel. I think I understand now. It's what they ride until like 39. Oh god, did I turn him into an incel? Gee. Takes a bottle of wine off the shelf and pours himself a glass. They ride the cock carousel until the clock runs out. Here, have the rest. He corks the bottle and hands it to you. Now let me have a drink and think about this shit for a moment, on my own. Stares into the blood-red liquid in the cup. And there we have it. Isn't that beautiful? Another situation fixed by Dr. Love. Kim, what did I just do? Kim?
Yes?
You're on the cocktail carouseling? Yeah. Yeah, I am. I am so sorry, Gart. I didn't... damn autocorrect. I prefer the autocorrect. So about that money I owe you. Yes, have you got it? Yeah, I do. He glares at you. I can't read that. suspiciously well. Here it is. Sorry for the trouble. Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. He's not sorry about his behavior. For your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him. It's good you paid before 2100, or your door would have been locked electronically. He taps his foot against a metal box installed in the back of the bar counter. I wish I knew what Kim thought of that. Like, he was just staring there, waiting. The worst part is I have to go to call, like, Sylvie again. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night. I'll take a room here too. He opens his wallet. Of course, he takes the money and hands him a keyring. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? No. Goodbye. I did not see that in my first playthrough of this. I know there's a lot that I did not see in my first playthrough. But, oh god, that was worse than pretty much anything I've seen. Yeah, I know, steering levers and all that. Pick up the radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Connect me to Sylvie. Just a second, officer. Sylvie Malika on the line for you, officer.
Yes. Hello?
Hey, Sylvie, it's the police again.
Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
Oh, nothing. Apparently I don't have to talk to you again. You hear the call breaking up on the other end of the radio, the already familiar voice. Anything else I can help you with, officer? I'm about done with the radio for now. 57th, over and out. The voice disappears in the void. In the cabin, yes, sure. Close the door. Okay. You there. Distract me for a bit.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
Man mutters to himself, accenting the beat as he goes. Keep listening.
From another planet.
Oh.
Hey there.
Hey there. I am the law.
You sure are, my man.
He nods emphatically. What's going on here?
It's the jam, my man.
He motions toward the sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture. I thought you meant like your song there. That's my jam. But what is the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck.
I see.
Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days.
He glances south.
Days.
Okay, sure. Limbo, huh? So that's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. How long have you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Yeah. I am surprisingly prudish, if you haven't figured it out. Very Victorian in that sense. Violence, gore, they're a little bit unthinkable. They're darker humor. But when it comes to, you know, showing a bit of ankle, well, that's just too much for me. Unless, of course, I don't have pants on, in which case, you know, it's fine, because, you know, I'm a man. Very Victorian, right? Yeah. So yeah, it is very much like that. Hell no indeed. Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it. I can.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
He snickers. Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
So tell me, what do you need?
Care to spare some change for a working stiff? Huh? Sudden financial duties snap him out of his daze. Oh, no, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work. They who? It's in character, I guess. It is. It is in my moral character. The bosses, man. Makes sense. First work, then pay. I don't know who these bosses think they are. Sounds like a good arrangement for them. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down on his luck, if I had, say, for myself. Know anything about the dead man, the one hanging behind the hostel there? He ain't one of us drivers, I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here, keeping busy. Busy with what? Analyzing the fundamental structure and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs. And your conclusion? A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. What are you hauling? Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that. Time to arrest him. Wicked. I've always wanted a friend in the underworld. You're under arrest. Ah, no, I'm joking, my man. He grins. Fallen runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. Usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Ilmaran market lately. Could I get one of those fallen tracksuits you're hauling? We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. So nothing illegal? Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road. Maybe they did. Kim, did they? Kim, tell me, did they do that? That's your machine behind you? This rockin' beauty? He points at the lorry with his thumb. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You're interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? Interested? Not really. Just ask because I don't know. Must be a cop reflex. Yeah, must be. Your job's to know all those little things, isn't it? Well, my job, he passed the back of the lorry, is to deliver tracksuit trousers. There it is again, a little touch of sadness beneath his cool. You think he spent too long in this lorry? Right, I had another question. The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm. Seemed like a man who knows about drugs. Sure, why not? Oh man, me and narcotics go way back. He folds his hands behind his head and leans back. Had some good time surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? I do know. But he pauses, letting the memory dissipate. Those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man? Do you finance those other addictions with drug trafficking? I need to get high. Looking for a dealer. We can't answer like a cop. Answering like a cop would be the worst part, right? If we want to get him on our side, we need to be... we need to try subterfuge. I need to get high, and I'm looking for a dealer. Hey man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an entrapment thing on me? He knows. Entrapment? No, of course not. He rubs his jaw. What's your deal here? So much for subtlety. Better get straight to the point. Okay, you got me. I may have been trying to entrap you. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. I'll be straight. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B. Lieutenant steps in. We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock. Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. Jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration. I mean, you literally said you were a cop earlier? Yeah, but what's that have to do with entrapment? Like, it's not entrapment to try and get them to, you know, say something they shouldn't. Like, how much should I say here? How much should I say? Probably less than I am. I think I'll stop there for, talking. Yeah, that's not entrapment. Wait, then why are you still hanging around? Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo. Gives me time to work on my rhymes. Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade then? Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe those questions. Okay, fine. Tell me about the strike. It's like, whatever's going over at the docks, workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out. Anything else I should know? Anything else? He thinks. Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise, I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. All of who? Us lorry drivers. Camioneers. Few still hang around here waiting for this mist, and most have scurried off somewhere. Get drunk or high, or laid. He smiles awkwardly. Not that I blame him, really. Not you. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. Prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing. He glances down the road toward the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes. What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get on to the next one. It sounds like something my Thai would tell me. What do you see in his eyes? Let's try. Ease into it. Don't go too far. Seems like a personal matter. Man, you look sad. What's going on with you? My man, I want to know about your soul. You really are the law, aren't you? I get that being bluntly observant and inquisitive comes with the territory, but it certainly doesn't help with your conversational skills, does it? Are you telling me that I'm bad at conversation? Do I not have charisma? Just like that, he slips out of your reach. Is it possible that yelling didn't help? Maybe. Maybe a little bit. He's a poet. Hit him with your best verse. Oh god, we have an 8% chance. Why not? Your best verse? You don't even have a bad verse in here. Just tumbleweed and liquor. Liquor stains. Wait, no? What are you doing? She broke me. She fucking broke me. That's brutal, man, but you know, time will. No, stop. He's already mortified. No, Tommy. These are my rhymes. Listen. She fucked me till I bled. That's, in the name of God, what are you doing? It's not real, guys. It's not my actual thoughts. It's a poem. I'll never be the same again. She's always there. Fuck the case. Fuck everything. Total doom. Yeah. He doesn't know what to say, so he just repeats. Yeah, I get it. These are your rhymes. They're from your life. Doesn't matter if they're robust, they're honest. So, thanks, man. Yes, and I also thank you for stopping, he looks at you. We have a drug investigation to return to. How about we do that? I'm good now. Good talk. Don't be a stranger, he gives a salute with 2 fingers. It's fine, Kim. Right? I did good with that rhyme. You don't think it was a bad rhyme, do you, Kim? I thought it was pretty good. This guy's one of the most patient NPCs in the game. He actually is. Next to Kim, of course. Not that I would call Kim an NPC. Horseback Monument. An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing towards the sea. Looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air, with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. Who is this? A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philippe III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philippe II the Opulent, father of Philippe IV the Insane. Well, I'd hate to be Philippe IV. What did this king do? Oh, we got a success. Even by the standards of Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philippe was known for his profligacy. In what way? Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of monarchy during the Anticentennial Revolution, an end to his family line, and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola. How did he blow through an entire national treasury? Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. He called it the Soul Room. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers like some obese dragon, instead of a bed like a normal person. The man certainly knew how to live. I would like to sleep on gold, hustler style, no. King is a king, and he can do anything. Wait, really? There's no way that's true. There's no way that's true. It'd be very uncomfortable. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. The what now? Excuse me, that sounds interesting. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious snorter of the nose candy. Not just any nose candy, though. We're talking royal Philippian blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays, and purple. Philippian cocaine was purple. Okay, what is nose candy, huh? Cocaine. I see. This is a lot to process. His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms. So he was addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay. I see. Well, history is written by the victors, after all. Where is he buried now? Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. A group of marble plurals still surround the king's vandalized tomb. A deathly cold wind sweeps up candy wrappers and old newspapers. What happened to the statue? The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn of the century revolution. When Martinez was leveled, who restored it? Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Raphael in the poorest part of the city. I hate postmodernism. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber floating on a sea of shit. That's brilliant, so funny, and nihilistic. People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Well, to each their own. Art is subjective. Isn't that the fun thing about art? When you make art, people can interpret it however they want. And most of the time, it doesn't even matter what your intentions in making a piece of art are. People will interpret it however they want anyway, and then they'll assert that their interpretations of that art are more true than the intentions of the artist. We've learned that Hyde does not appreciate postmodernism. You know, the thing about postmodernism is I hate them because they're right. I hate them because they're right and there's nothing we can do about it, right? They've thought themselves and us into a corner that we didn't need to be thought into, and now there's no way out. Because logically, that's the end point. So, there's nothing I can do about it. And I hate it. Horseback Monument. Philippe III, the Squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. I see. Let's all be like Philippe III, minus the nose candy. Hey, we got a white tank top. That's pretty cool. Is that better than our current shirt? We can level up, but I like to keep my levels. Physical instrument versus... Suggestion -1. Do we want to be physical instrument? I don't think so. Maybe not. Let's save that for now. Ruins full of snow, no one lives here anymore. I see. That's fine. Oh! What do we have here? Excuse me? Excuse me? Kim? Out of the way? We found money, Kim. Look at that. I have money again. Where are you, ma'am? Pale driver. The small wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. Photograph is clutched in her hands and there's a warm smile on her face. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter. Some cigarettes and food money. I could go for a smoke. Maybe she's your grandma? Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead. No, this one is a monster in disguise. Excuse me? Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to ask you some questions. No response, wherever this woman is. Your words fail to reach her. Snap your fingers in front of her face.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap your fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
It's what I'd like to know about myself, ma'am. Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality. The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by a wary aspect of cornered beast. I was actually hoping you could tell me that. I was!
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
She adds with contempt. You don't like the 50s? When else would you like to be then?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution.
Oh.
The sidewalks and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerra.
That sounds fun.
Until you came along, that is.
Who is Gabriel Buenguerra?
This is Gabriel Buenguerra.
He shows you the photograph in the lavish amber frame. Take a look. A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide-brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw is the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen. This man's got a hold over her. Even 50 years later, you can feel it.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all his lines.
She leans back, savoring the world she's conjured up. So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young?
Someone was.
She nods as though her meaning was perfectly clear. Ah, yes, someone was. Probably everyone in Mesk. Are these not your memories, ma'am?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not?
Good question. If you were suddenly implanted with someone else's memories, and they seemed naturally a part of your own, would it make a difference? Yourself is ultimately a collection of... maybe I shouldn't talk about that. Who cares? I was going to put that in the next id sermon, but we'll talk about it a little bit here. I see the self... Yes, absolutely, let's talk about it. I see the self as a collection of nothing more than experiences, sensations, and their derivatives. That's a long conversation. Isn't it just? It's true. It's true, though. It's a very long conversation. And there's no right or wrong answer. Or rather, if there is a right or wrong answer, we'll never know. That's the thing. It's like the game Soma, right? If it feels continuous, and you have the memories in a seeming continuity, then essentially you are that person, whether or not you got from point A, from point B to point B from point A. Maybe there was something in between, right? And those little hops of discontinuity, even if you don't perceive them as being experienced, even if they objectively exist, it doesn't matter. Because ultimately, it's really just a collection of what you think you experienced, right? Yeah.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful.
That's true.
And true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
Who's coming for this? She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching. Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the Black Sun had just come out.
I see.
The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Her eyes narrow, and she appears to take your measure.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution. In Meth, it was a golden age.
Actually, ma'am, I wasn't alive back then. Not even my memories were. But I have some other questions for you. Please, questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settles back against the railing of her motor lorry behind her mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks like line the dashboard. What you haulin', ma'am? You got some drugs back there? Diamonds. Diamonds, really? Of course not, she says, grinning. Well, wouldn't it be marvelous if it was? Okay, but what are you actually hauling? She shrugs. Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. So you don't know what you're hauling. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago, she smiles a careless smile. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean. She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason. You get high off of being a driving lorry? What if the cargo is contraband? Then it's contraband, lawman. What, do you want to take an old woman in, be my guest, lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo? I guess. It doesn't matter, none of these languages are real. Still don't really understand the whole Boyadero thing. Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen on the Western Plain. And what's that? It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain. Guessing that never happens, right? Of course not. The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Margaret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down. So he gives up his riding and settles down, right? No. The Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Marguerite. Then he rides off because the Western Plain is calling to him. Nod solemnly. A beautiful song. The most beautiful. A true Boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. Can't be tied down by a man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a Boyadero. What if to truly love a Boyadero is to float lifeless downstream? Before I came, you seemed away. She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things. You hear that, lawman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me. Why is that, Lieutenant? Nothing, I just don't think she's connected to anything. He's worried, but not for her. For you. What is it about this one if she's not connected to anything? Should you drive a lorry if you get like that? Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioneers around. I drive routes no one else will. What routes? Lomonozov's land, Udachinaya, Zemlya, the Western Plain. She nods and closes her eyes again, letting her mind submerge. Terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she stares inward. The Transcatla Magistral, U-41A, Esistratus do Morador, all the good ones, the deep trenches where the bluebirds fly. She opens her eyes again and shudders. I'm something of an expert in blacking out. You should take better care of yourself. She looks you over and scoffs. You're right, lawman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me. Correct appraisal. You're quite shabby. She's saying that because I don't have pants on. Is that all you woke me up to say? Seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs. She doesn't. She seems perfectly on the level. What do I need drugs for, lawman? What I see, what I feel? The great adversary? Drugs can compare? The adversary, you say? Yes. There's a protagonista, she gestures to the intersection. At an adversario. I'm on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole. I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug, the worst one of them all. Where could I get my hands on an experience like that? If you don't know, flicks her wrist in a gesture of casual dismissal. Okay, but what is it that you are hauling? Yeah, my lovin'? What of it? Okay, let me put this another way. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B? Her shoulder bones crack as she shrugs. Maybe, probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Okay. You said earlier you don't know what your cargo you're hauling is. Could it be drugs? Just this month I made half a dozen trips from Sierra Mirisa to Grod on the U-41A. What do you think they take from Sierra Mirisa to Grod, lawman? I don't know, that's why I'm asking you. It's diamonds, lawman, obviously. She grins. Damn this, make her answer. Are you making fun of me right now? You better start complying. If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here? Easy, it's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Just squints across the square. Also, he's the only one I can see from here. Making fun of me? I would never make fun of a real lawman, RFA. Ma'am, you're not responsible for what the client puts in your lorry as long as the seals are not opened. We officers know that. He gives you a stern look. Lay offer. Fine. Okay, if you're not involved with the drug trafficking, then why are you still waiting here? Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains. I think we're done here, no? He closes his notebook to stress it. Thank you, for now. Yes, go enough, jamboree. I need to get back to Mesk. Her voice trails off. She was not very helpful, Kim. And there goes the autosave again. At least we know it's saving this time. There was a, Kim, why are we going around like this? I just wanted to look at this bold slogan. Humanox covers his truck. Very helpful. Very helpful indeed. You know what I could go for, Kim? I could go for a smoke right now. You know where you could get some cigarettes? Maybe a little bit of wine. Like, we got the wine from Gart, but that's not enough wine. I think we could really go for some cigarettes, though. Anything down here?